I just wanted to share something, what I mean with diving into the pain and releasing the pain and crying it all out. I learned this with the process of my little brother, and yesterday when I was in deep pain, I used it again, and I'm still using it each day. For me, there are like two different kind of pains. You have like the wallow pain, the suffering pain, like that's very deep and intense and like very nasty, and actually an endless pain because you're like saying words to yourself, and by saying those words you're like creating pain in yourself, and then you're repeating the same words over and over again, or you're like keep repeating that situation that happened, and you're like in that cycle, in that wallowing of that pain, and you're not releasing it, and it's just a suffering pain. It's just something that is endless, useless, and that's not the pain that I dive into, because I learned that's it's something, it doesn't work. And the other pain is like your heart is bleeding, you are in pain, you can feel it bleeding, but that's just a sign that your heart is healing itself. It's releasing the parts that isn't the way anymore that you thought it should be, or the mean words someone said to you, like you never expected that of that person, or you're just changing the way you feel. Your body is just releasing all that, and that's the pain that I want to dive into, and that's a more softer pain. It's also very hurtful, but you can feel the pain and also the healing part at the same time. And before I wasn't aware of this, but now I can see the difference. Yesterday also, when I was in deep pain, I could first hear my mind going into the story, saying all these stories, and you don't deserve this, and it's like it was keeping me away from the healing pain. It was keeping me stuck in the suffering pain, because it's afraid that it would never can be healed. But you always can be healed if you embrace your heart and let it do its natural way of healing. And I know it's difficult, so as a trick that I sometimes use is just holding my heart and feel my body, feel that pain in my body, and not believing the bullshit stories that my mind is creating. Okay, it did happen, you were hurt, but you can heal yourself through that pain by not listening to the stories in your mind. Because if you will keep repeating and keep believing and listening to the words in your mind, then you will create a new pattern of pain, and then you will always be in pain, and then suffering exists, and that suffering can turn into bitterness, that suffering can turn into hate, and that will be that's what you don't want to live in that way. And that's what I'm doing. I don't want to live in bitterness or hate, or I just go to my heart and feel that pain, the real pain of grieving that part that it isn't that way anymore as it used to be, or it did hurt and it happened, but I'm not letting my mind control me and block me from feeling the real pain, and not the suffering pain that isn't a pain that we have to go through, because it's endless. It's really endless, and it's so nasty. I can feel the difference in pain. So if I feel that pain that I can't handle, it's like, oh, okay, that isn't actually something that I need to go through. I have to check, what am I telling myself? Observe your thoughts when you are in pain. That's just how you will change that, by just feeling or just listening to your pain and adding pain on top of your bleeding heart. And that is what your mind is doing, adding on top of your bleeding mind, of your bleeding heart. Very disgusting situation and extra pain, and that's why you can't handle it. Just go to the heart and feel your pain there. I hope this helps, but that's what helps for me, is just diving into my heart, into that pain, and let my heart heal itself by releasing and crying the tears out. And how long? as long as it needed. That depends on how the relationship was with that person or that situation or what happens. Eventually it will stop. You will stop with crying. And yeah, for me, when I cry from the heart, it's just so much different pain, and it's just very helpful and releasing and relieved. I feel really relieved afterwards. In the other pain, I just stay wallow and adding, and I get frustrated and anger, and that's not the way I want to go. I raise my heart, and yeah, that's it. That's what I wanted to share, and maybe it's useful for you. I know it's very useful for me, and I use it now. And now also my heart is still bleeding, and I can hear my mind like saying those words over and over again, but I'm like going into the real pain and heal that part in myself. So have a lovely day. Bye.